The inaugural year of the Overwatch Champions Series is rapidly approaching its conclusion. Each region has selected its representative teams, and numerous players have delivered outstanding performances in their quest to be crowned OWCS champion. Before the championship, however, the 2024 Role and Regional MVP awards must be determined. Fans have until October 30th to vote for who they believe were the most valuable players in each region and across all 5 roles. Welcome to Tank Talk, where today we will be discussing the players I believe are most deserving of these awards and distinctions. It's important to note that these are my personal opinions which may differ from yours. I encourage you to highlight any players you feel I've overlooked and share your thoughts on who you believe most deserves each award. In my view, the MVP award should not simply go to the best player in each role, although that distinction is certainly worth recognizing. In teams stacked with world-class talent, individual players may sometimes be less crucial to the team's overall success. Conversely, lower-rated teams are occasionally carried by an individual's exceptional gameplay, without which the team would likely fail completely. Therefore, I believe the MVP award should recognize the player who was most instrumental to their team's success, and whose absence would most severely impact the team. The MVP award should honor the player who was most critical to their team's success, not necessarily the best individual player. There are 3 awards in total, 3 regional MVPs each representing North America, Europe, the Middle East and Africa, and Asia. The remaining 5 awards are for the role-based MVPs, with 1 each for Tank, Hitscan DPS, Flex DPS, Flex Support, and Main Support. For the North America MVP, standout players include the Toronto Defiance Tank Someone, Hitscan DPS Merit, the Nightmare Squad's Tank Infected, Hitscan DPS Seeker, and Flex DPS Zera, as well as the Energy Shock's Hitscan Tree and Flex Support Ultraviolet. Each of these players has made significant contributions to their team's success, and the rosters would be much weaker without them. However, I believe the most deserving North American MVP is the Toronto Defiance Flex DPS Sugar-Free. His flexibility and consistent high-level play was a major contributor to the Toronto Defiant being able to win first place across all 4 stages. In EMEA, fewer players immediately stand out as MVP favorites. Due to the constantly shifting top position, it was more challenging for individual players to consistently showcase MVP-level performances. Space Station Gaming's Tank Hottie and Flex Support Landon, as well as ENCE's Flex DPS Kevster, are all players whose star power significantly drove their team's success. However, I believe the EMEA MVP should be Twisted Mind's Hitscan DPS Quartz, who carried his team throughout numerous difficulties. Without his consistent performance, it's questionable whether they would have advanced beyond the group stage, let alone reach the finals. Despite sending the fewest teams to Stockholm, Asia boasts more MVP-level players than either of the other regions. Almost any of the 15 players representing Korea could be in contention for the award. From Crazy Raccoon, Tank Junbin, Hitscan DPS Lip, and Flex DPS Heesang stand out, as do Team Falcon's Tank Hanbin, Flex DPS Stalker, and Flex Support Fielder. However, I believe this tight race for the Asia MVP should go to Crazy Raccoon's Flex Support Shu. He's an incredible player with unmatched playmaking potential and has been instrumental to his team's successes for years. Before discussing the role-based MVP awards, it's worth noting that there's no rule against voting for the same player for multiple awards. If you vote for a player as the MVP of their region, you're free to vote for them again as the MVP of their role. For this discussion, however, I'll be selecting different players from the regional MVPs to highlight more of the talent throughout the competition. Keep in mind that the players I believe will win MVP of their region are also more than deserving of being the MVP of their role. Starting with the tank role, 3 players particularly stand out: Someone of Toronto Defiant, Junbin of Crazy Raccoon, and Hanbin of Team Falcons. Each of these players has played a pivotal role in their team's success, leading their teammates to victory from the front lines. Among them, Hanbin stands out the most. He was one of the most decorated players to emerge from the Overwatch League, and has continued that star performance throughout the OWCS. Whenever Team Falcons has seen success, it's been with him at the front. For the Hitscan DPS role, 3 players similarly stand out: Merit of Toronto Defiant, Quartz of Twisted Minds, and Lip of Crazy Raccoon. While each of these players has displayed incredible mechanical prowess, I believe that Merit best embodies the hitscan role. Although he may not be as flexible as some other players, his playmaking is second to none, and every match he plays is like a living highlight reel. Flex DPS is perhaps the role with the most potential MVP candidates. The clear favorites include Sugarfree from Toronto Defiant, Kevster from ENCE, Hitscan from Crazy Raccoon, and Proper and Stalker from Team Falcons. Among these competitors, Proper stands out as the favorite to win this title. He was the first person to ever win both Rookie of the Year and MVP in the same Overwatch League season, and has continued that dominant performance ever since. If he doesn't win MVP of Asia, then he's the obvious choice for the MVP of Flex DPS. For the Flex Support MVP, the competition is between Landon of Space Station Gaming, Shu of Crazy Raccoon, and Fielder of Team Falcons. While he may not have the flair of his Korean counterparts, I believe Landon is most deserving of this award. He is by far the best Western Flex support player, and his consistency and playmaking ability have been crucial to Space Station Gaming's success. Without him, the organization would not have achieved the success they've seen over the past season. The final award is the MVP of the main support role, and there seem to be only two true contenders, Chio of Team Falcons and Chorong of Crazy Raccoon. Both excel in playmaking ability and consistency, and are major factors in the success of any team they're on. Ultimately, however, I believe Chorong deserves to be the MVP of his role. He has proven himself to be the best in the world in his position, and his team simply wouldn't be the same without him. And those are who I think should win the 8 MVP awards. For the regional MVPs, I believe it should be Sugarfree for North America, Quartz for EMEA, and Shu for Asia. For the role MVPs, I predict it will be Hanbin for Tank, Merit for Hitscan, Proper for Flex DPS, Landon for Flex Support, and Chorong for main support. Regardless of who wins, all these players and more deserve our respect and admiration for the performances they have put forth, entertaining all of us with their incredible gameplay. Which players' performances have impressed you the most throughout the season, and who do you think is the most deserving of each award? This was Tank Talk, and thank you for watching.